whole new year, 2021, for night classes with NightSchool.ie. So we're going to go through courses for January 2021. They're starting in about the last week in January. We'll go through them. They're all on the website, but we can go through them here with you. And first group we have is the business professional. So my name is Ono Spallon, and I'm here to help you through. And we also have John Healy.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well and you're looking forward to a new semester for night classes.
So just as we land on it there, Maths QQI level 5, great interest there for Maths level 5. One of the best things about this is that the Maths level 5 is in a lot of ways a substitute for if you didn't do so well in your Maths and your Leaving Cert and you need Maths for other courses.
Yeah.
Shall I move on?
Yeah. And I suppose just to say about Maths, it's a great entry requirement for people that maybe want to get into Masters or into primary school teaching through Hibernia.
It's true. No, actually, we have them grouped together here. They basically, let's call them the accounting courses. John, this is your area. Do you want to talk about them?
Yeah, so we have bookkeeping level 5, bookkeeping level 6, and payroll. So with bookkeeping, just the very basics. Why should you do this course? Basically, if you want to get into doing bookkeeping for a business, preparing your own accounts, and learning how to use Sage accounts. And at level 6, then you'll be looking at more of taking a management decision. So you do your books, but maybe looking more in depth of how your cash flow and all that is going. But both courses cover Sage accounts, which is one of the most popular accounting packages out there. Next up. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. Just as we're going through these slides, people will notice it's got the details, the start times, the number of weeks, the starting date, and the prices. You can always pause the video to check these, but look, if you really need the information, head, as it says here, nightschool.ie/payroll-L5. That would be for level 5. But look, just go to nightschool.ie and you'll very easily find what you're looking for.
Perfect, Owen. So with payroll level 5, again, why would you do this course? You do this course if you want to learn about your own wage slip, if you want to start preparing payroll analysis each week yourself. And I suppose the biggest thing is computerized payroll. And with the new introduction of PAYE changes last year, you will study Thesaurus payroll, which makes life very easy. So by the end of the 12 weeks, you'll have a very in-depth knowledge of how to do payroll. And at level 6, then again, you go through Thesaurus payroll, but at level 6, you're looking at a lot of the legislation around employment in as well.
John, am I right that payroll is a very employable skill, isn't it? Because if you're working in an office, this is something that nearly every business needs payroll.
Yes, definitely.
So someone needs to be able to use it.
Definitely. And if you're working in administration, even like these days now, like administration role has changed. You could be doing bookkeeping, you could be doing payroll, you could be doing marketing, so it's a broad spectrum. And payroll and bookkeeping will be essential for anyone that's hoping to work in administration.
Taxation?
Yeah, so taxation again. In taxation, you cover a few topics. You look at income tax. So, for example, if you're overpaying tax every year, every month in your wage slip, we go through that and how to claim it back. We go through from a self-employed perspective, how you prepare your income tax return each year. We talk a bit about the different taxes like VAT, corporation tax, capital gains tax, and then I suppose how to do a return using the Ross Revenue website as well.
Now, again, just to look at the information here on the screen, it's taxation QQI level 5. That means it's certified. It's nationally recognized at level 5. You've also seen some courses at level 6. So if you have the level 5 done, you could go on and do level 6. This one here, it's also online. So you're going to be learning online every Thursday night. It is in this case. John, no, it is listed on the website, but John, do you know offhand, is there an exam for this that you have to come into Mallow College
for?
Yeah,
there is a written exam at the end of it, so you would be on site for the final assessment. The other assessments are all done remotely, but the last exam is written, so you would be attending the campus in Mallow for this final exam.
And it's something, even during this pandemic, we are well used to it now. Of course, we're trying to do everything online, but we do have students coming in. We have everyone socially distanced. We're wearing masks. Everything is carefully done. And in this case, I imagine it'll just be one exam that you'll be turning up to at the end of the session or end of the term.
Yep, and actually just to say about the maths course as well, because our maths course is one of our most popular courses. Maths is exactly the same. All the content is covered online, your assessments are online, and there's a final exam in-house on the Mallow campus.
Now, it's a good thing to know about the maths. It's something like 70% is done by project. So when we say exam, it's not like you're going for the leaving cert where everything is in the exam. For so many courses, especially at level 5, the exam is maybe only worth 50-30% of the final mark. So by the time you get to the exam, you know you've been doing well. You have a lot of the work done. Let's go on there and look. Oh, reception skills and frontline off skills, level 5, and we also have its partner at level 6.
Yeah, so like the major thing there is anyone that's hoping to work in any sort of office or administration role, level 5 is essential. But then I suppose looking at level 6 is where you bring in more of a supervisory role. So if you're the senior person in the office, so frontline office at level 6 would be looking at sort of a management role.
Do I have to do the level 5 before I do the level 6?
Yes, the level 5 is a requirement before you do level 6.
Okay.
Unless you have the relevant work experience, then maybe you may be able to join the level 6 course. Alright.
So if I have been working maybe at a hotel reception for the last 2 years, maybe we could talk about that.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
I think the main thing when people talk about, a lot of people think that level 6 is like the better version. But what they have to remember as well is that whoever's teaching the level 6 will assume you have the level 5 done. And even if you are pretty skilled at it, or you think you're ready for level 6, you won't have the content covered in level 5. So you may actually miss out on stuff. So I suppose you're going to have to talk to us about that. Let's go on. Train the trainer. Actually, there's 2, am I right? Are there 2 awards in here somehow?
2, yeah. So to make this is a specific purpose award. So there's 2 components in it. So one is to do with delivery and evaluation, and the other one then is all about training design. So you take the 2 aspects: designing a course and then delivering the course. So this course is over 20 weeks, and really, who is this course suitable to? It's suitable to anyone that wants to do, maybe for example, you're working in an organization and you want to do some in-house training. So you provide in-house training. So it's really for anyone that wants to go into teaching, to maybe take on some of the training in your own organization. But it's a very practical based course, and during it you will be presenting 45-minute classes by yourself, as well as sort of the assessment.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people think of teaching and presenting as something you do in a school, but I've learned just talking to friends and people you come in contact with, that in every industry people are giving presentations. So even if it's not your main job, it's something people are doing all the time. You're training your colleagues. In fact, most industry has some sort of staff induction, and someone must look after that. And there's some professional development that they're involved in. So that's what it's aimed at, is it, John?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is.
The other thing is that it's 20 weeks. That's different from our other courses, isn't it? It's a bit longer.
It's a bit longer because I suppose you're getting 2 modules in there. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Next fella up, food safety. I have a lovely picture. It's one of my favorites here. Pizza with the rocket on top. So
it looks really nice.
This is for me. I'm getting hungry, but it's more. It's nothing to do with eating pizza, I'm guessing.
No, it's really, I suppose, in the past, people that sign up for this course, or maybe people that are working in delis or in shops, that there's a food element in it, and HACCP is a requirement
Yes.
for that. So it's a good course for that. And just to say, the person delivering it has over 20 years experience in this area as well.
So it's something, when you are working in the food industry, you do have to have this qualification done.
Yeah.
Next up, okay, we have 2. I'll just skip into them. Work experience and communications. It's 2 modules. It's level 5, and we have the level 6.
Yeah. So with those, I might just start off with level 5.
Okay.
these are mandatory modules if you're doing full awards. So, for example, if you're doing a childcare award or the healthcare award or a business award, and these would be mandatory modules. So, really, just to say, if you are thinking about signing up for these, you have to have work experience at the moment. Otherwise it'll be no value to you. So, if you're doing childcare, for example, you should be working, or you should have access to childcare work experience. So these are mandatory, and but definitely to get your full award, this is why you should be doing these modules.
Can I ask a stupid question, just as someone who doesn't know the answer? Can we help in finding work experience, or is that's just too much for us, is it?
In normal circumstances we could, but with the pandemic ongoing, it's impossible. So really, it's people that have work experience already, like the semester that has just passed us. Those people that are doing it are all working.
Okay. Yeah. And it is a requirement for every full. Now, if you're just doing, you can happily do one QQI module and be like the last one we looked at, food safety, just because if you want to get your food safety done, it doesn't mean you also have to do work experience. But if you want to do one of the full awards, childcare, healthcare, what's the other one we do? The childcare level 6. To get those, you have to have your work experience and your communications. So we have them both here in one package.
Yeah, so they're very similar.
This is also great for a lot of our day students, or day students anywhere, who've got most of their full award done. They can finish off, because sometimes it could be difficult for people. Let's say they were studying and they fell ill and they missed their work experience. They could maybe have missed their work experience module. It's impossible to repeat, but it's something you could do with us here at Night School.
Yes, definitely. So just remember, just to highlight, because you need to be working, or need to have access to work placement. And just for the hours, this is a question we get a lot. The childcare setting, if you're doing a childcare award, it's 120 hours work experience you need. If it's healthcare you're doing, you need 150 hours of work placement. And if it's business, you need 60 hours. And a question that we often get from people is, okay, I'm doing childcare, I'm doing healthcare, I'm doing business. Yes, the class could be mixed of people doing different courses, but the tutor tailors the course towards you then, like. So it doesn't matter if you're coming from childcare, healthcare, business, the course will be suitable for you.
Medical terminology. We also have that in our business section.
Yeah, so that's suitable really for people that are working probably in administration, and in it there's an element of typing up and listening to audio as well. So there's audio transcription built into it, and then looking at all the medical terms that you'd be using in maybe something like a GP practice or something like that.
Yeah, or anyone working in, I can imagine if you're working at the reception or at any part of one of the large clinics.
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to need that familiarity with the medical terminology. Okay, we're on to a group of subjects here now that we're sort of veering into the management level. So this is something for your continuing professional development if you're working or you're trying to upskill, improve your CV.
Yeah, so there's 3 subjects here, or 3 courses: managing people, there's supervisory management, and human resource management. So they're all at management level. And do you have to be working in management to do them? No, you don't. Like, I suppose if you're aspiring to get into management, definitely there are courses for you. What are the entry requirements? Really, again, you'd want to have some bit of experience of working, and maybe as a supervisor or something, but really it's for anyone that's aspiring to work in management, and they're all good courses. Just to point out, I suppose the human resource management has an on-site exam at the end of it. So again, similar to what we were saying previously, 70% of the course is covered through assessments, which will be done remotely, but there will be a 30% written exam, which will be held in our Mallow campus.
Yeah, I suppose I'm the last person to say this, but the phrase is dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So maybe for training as well, it's skill up for the job that you want rather than the job you have.
Yeah. And managing people and supervisory management are similar in that, and HR, there's a crossover between all of them. It's all about dealing with the people. But with inside in the human resource course, you will be doing an interview as well and conducting an interview with someone, so it gives you an opportunity to sit behind the table and interview someone. That's the skills demonstration that would happen.
These guys now are at level 6. Do I have to have a level 5 done?
Not in these subjects, no.
Okay, so if there's
Yeah.
only a level 6 in the subject, we can go straight into the level 6.
Yeah, and most people would have some sort of work placement background anyway, so they're well suited to doing the course.
Yeah, I know our entry requirements, we wouldn't always have tight entry requirements, but because it's going to be online this time anyway, you're going to have to be, it's better anyway, certainly, if you're good with your basic IT, good with using a PC. So, yeah, let's just put that out there. They're going to be online, so you're going to have to be fluent with your IT and your PC, or comfortable with it anyway, let's just say. Digital marketing, I think this is our last one in our business.
Yeah. So with digital marketing, really, what's happening is this again is very suitable for anyone working in business, any self-employed person. Again, if you're in administration, this is something you might be doing. So obviously, social media would be a big thing. And like Owen, you're the best person to talk about social media.
Well, you know what, social media, actually what we rely on, the secret for us is we've a good website. So we find we have a good website. It gives us all our information, and then we feed off that for all things like LinkedIn, Facebook. I think we're also on Twitter, but we can't do everything, but we do know the value of it. And we know it well. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you found us on Facebook. I can imagine these days with so many people, small businesses, I often think that if we were to really help small businesses, we'll be trying to get them all online now. Even your local, well, we have, there's a fella here who teaches our organic gardening. I'll be watching his Facebook page, and he's fighting through this by he's promoting his products online the whole time. I think everyone is aware. I suppose Instagram is a key word there we can put out, that everyone knows that to promote your product, you need the visibility, you need the brand awareness. There's a lot to think about actually in digital marketing. I should stop talking because I sound like I'm giving a class in digital marketing.
No, there's an awful lot. And I suppose, as Owen said there, you look at the whole website and you look at the whole SEO attached to that, and how is it structured? It's based on a project, so you have to put together a digital marketing plan and using all the different platforms. Yeah.
Childcare. No. We'll start by just having a look at, this is the general award. You can't sign up for the whole award. It's made up of the different components. And for some strange reason, I have the word mandatory there at the bottom of that. That's not required, makes no sense in this case. But if you want to know more about it, you'll actually find out all about the awards by go to NightSchool.ie/childcare. But here's a summary, and John will know better than I about the courses running this year.
Yeah, so you'll see there, it's split into mandatory and elective. So you see there's 6 mandatories and 2 electives. So what's running this term? So work experience communications, if you have work placement, we said earlier. Child development is actually running. Child health and well-being, early care and education practice, early play. So actually all the mandatories are being offered. And when it comes to the electives we're running creative arts, special needs, and safety and health at work. Okay.
If I have one of these electives, let's say I have word processing done already, does that cover me?
That counts,
okay,
yeah,
and if I have communications and work experience done from a previous course, that's covered?
That's covered as well, yeah.
No, I do.
Just the thing to point out there is the work experience, you'd have to still do the 120 hours in a childcare setting.
Okay, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And also that number there, 5N, there, I mean, it depends on what age you are. You could have done a communications and work experience, a previous specification, it will have a different number. And
actually to point those out, they're not valid if you're doing this award now.
Okay, yeah.
Your previous modules would have to have the 5N in front of them. If they're a W or a D or a G, they're older awards and they're outdated now. Yeah. So could I just point out, for someone looking to start off, let's just say this is your first time doing childcare and you want to get into it, or if you want to become an SNA as well, like, but childcare, what modules should I start off with? We always recommend that you start off with child development is a good one to start off with. Okay, it lays the foundations down. So if you're thinking about starting from scratch, I would recommend child development as a good starting point. Okay.
So what I was going to ask you, sorry, How long would it take me to do the full award if I started now?
So if you started now, it all depends, I suppose, how many modules you sign up for each term. So you have to get your 8 modules done. So we'd be definitely saying you want to be doing 2 per term. So that would leave to 4 semesters then.
So if I did 2 in spring, I'd have another 2, because the ones we run in spring, we'll try to run the other ones then in the autumn again, and
And
keep
sometimes then,
cycling through them.
and often then what we do we have a summer term, depending on the uptake, we'd have a summer term where we'd run another one. So actually in a year and a half, you could probably get it done on a part-time basis.
Yeah, which is not too bad. If you were doing it full time by day, it would take you a school year anyway, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would, definitely.
So just to have a look, maybe just quickly at the individual courses, child development, this is marked here as a mandatory. It doesn't mean mandatory here means if you're going for the childcare level 5 award, this needs to be done eventually.
Yeah, that exactly. And
shall I just carry on?
Just with child development, there's one thing. Again, there's an on-site exam in child development. So
okay,
you'd have a project, 70% of it is done online remotely, but the last 30% exam is written, and that will be held in the campus. Yeah.
Early care and education practice, and also a mandatory.
Yeah. And what you're going through here is the legislation around childcare, really, looking at the whole guidelines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm noticing I keep noticing things on the screen. That would cost €175, and what's also written there is €123 concession. What we'll do is at the end we'll go through. There are different prices depending on, there are discounts. So with a discount, that's 123, and many people have them because you're maybe in receipt of an old age pension, or you're on some social welfare. But we can have a look at them towards the end. Child health and well-being.
Yeah. So again, that's a mandatory module, and what you actually cover in this is how to change the baby's nappy, how to heat a bottle, all the basic things you would do if you're looking after a child.
Education and play.
Yeah, so play again is obviously as the title says, it's all to do with playing. And what you do here is you look at the different toys and the different games and stuff that can be used when you're working maybe in a preschool.
It's a very popular one. SNA, or special needs assisting.
Yeah, and I suppose just to give a longer description on this, is the question we get all the time is, how do I become an SNA? You know, now this is, I suppose, there's a lot of information out there about it, but what I would say is the first thing you need to do is do this SNA level 5 module. Now, as we said earlier, this module is 1 of 8. Now, depending on the school setting that you go to, some schools will want all 8 modules, some schools will need the 1 module, some schools will need a level 6 as well. But if you're new to all this and you're starting off, what I'd advise you to do is do the SNA level 5 module. Try and get some work experience in a school, see if you like it, and get to know a principal or a teacher in the school. Get some advice, but definitely this is the first step.
Am I right in thinking that the minimum job requirement for the SNA is a junior cert?
That's correct, yeah.
So in effect, what you're doing is, like every job, you're competing with expectations and you're competing with your peers. So it's your employer, it's what they expect from you. And they can start off by expecting the SNA. Yeah.
Yeah, SNA 5. And just to point out, I suppose, what a lot of people do is they do the SNA 5 module, then they do the SNA 6 module after that, you know. But yeah, so definitely it's one of our most popular courses.
Creative arts.
So again, that's just another elective that you can do and to get your 8 modules. It's in this, what you're doing is you're actually, it's a very hands-on practical subject where you're going to be doing little projects like you were doing if you were in preschool with kids.
Can I just skip back there to the list of the electives here? You just need to do 2, so it's up to you to pick which 2 you want to do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So moving forward. Did I skip out on one that we're actually running? Can we go back and have a look? Safety and health at work?
Yeah, so safety and health at work is an elective. And with that, with safety and health at work, we'll be talking about that shortly when we come to health.
I think I put it into the healthcare professional section, did I?
Yes.
So the slide must be coming up. So just in case we missed it.
Yeah.
The level 6 childcare award then is the 6M.
Yeah. And I suppose what's the difference between level 5 and 6? To be a room leader in a preschool, you have to have level 6. It's a legal requirement.
Oh. So you have to do all 5 of the mandatories and you have to do 3 of the electives.
Yeah, 3 of the electives. So, and if you have done level 5 already in the last few years, and it's a recent award, you'd actually have to do 7 modules because 1 module can carry over. So in that scenario, we'd have a lot of people doing the 5 mandatories and 2 electives. Now, just to point out, what are we running this term? We're running early childhood curriculum, we're running social and legal studies, and we're running work experience communications as the mandatories. And then in the electives, we're running disability awareness, SNA, and supervision in early childhood.
Okay. And of course, they'll be running on, you'll have to pay attention to the nights they're running because obviously you can't do a course that's running on the same night. You know, you can't do 2 courses that are running on the same night. But anyway, so that's why if you're selecting. Does that make sense to you? No.
Yep. No, that's perfect.
Okay, so here's one of the mandatories, early childhood curriculum.
Yeah, so early childhood curriculum is one of our electives, and again, you're going through the curriculum that's covered when you're working with in preschools.
Okay. We've got our social, legal, and health.
Social, legal, and health. Again, looking at the whole. This is in level 5. We talked about education and practice. This is the follow-on, looking at again the legislation around it. And just to say about the curriculum, I suppose what you'll be looking at that is looking at Shielta and Ashter in preschools.
Oh, okay. Back to SNA again, level 6.
Yeah, so again, you have to have level 5 done before you do the level 6. The level 5 SNA module has to be done. It is a requirement for us. You won't be able to enroll in level 6 otherwise. Now, what's the difference between level 5 and level 6? Level 5 is very practical based. You do all the stuff in terms of helping someone with some sort of a special need. You go through, there's a skills demonstration, whereas at level 6 then it's more theory based and there's 2 assignments, you know. And I suppose at level 6, again, like all our level 6 courses, you're looking at more of a leader role within an organization.
You're not actually asking me to have the whole of level 5 childcare done, just make sure I have SNA level 5 done, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Supervision in early childhood care.
Yep. So again, this is one of our electives that's running this term. It's something that links very closely to some of the stuff you've covered in child development as well. So it lends itself well to that.
Okay, the Healthcare Professional Award, we have the level 5. And I'll just skip on here so we can have a look at what's mandatory and what's elective.
Yeah. So again, you see the 5 electives, or sorry, the 5 mandatories there are communications and working experience, care support, safety, health and work, and care skills. Now, what I would say as well, if you want to get a job working in a nursing home, you have to have care of the older person. So I would count that as a mandatory, that without that module, you won't be able to get a job. So what we've actually done on NightSchool.ie, we've actually put care of the older person and care skills together as one course.
Can I skip ahead to that there while you're talking here? And I've it labeled as Nursing Home Care Awards, and they're both together.
Yeah. So if you want to get a job in a nursing home, these are 2 key modules you have to have done. And this is coming from HICWA. So HICWA say this is a requirement to work in a nursing home. These are the minimum requirements. Okay. So now the question is, what happens if I have care skills done already? That's okay. You could just do the care of the older person as well. But what we're doing is we're packaging it together as 2 courses. So care of the older person is Monday nights and care skills is run on Wednesday night. But when you sign up, you're signing up for 2 of them.
Oh. Now, I may have that mislabeled there. I have it now enrolling for Monday, but it's Monday and Wednesday, yeah?
Mondays and Wednesdays, yes.
Okay. We might need to correct that on the website now as well. But anyway, back to this, just in case we haven't covered everything.
What
intellectual disabilities is running as well, isn't it?
Yeah, intellectual disability is running, infection prevention and control, and palliative care. And I suppose with infection prevention and control, with the whole COVID-19 pandemic that's going on at the moment, infection prevention and control is a very popular module as well. Just to point out again, with infection prevention control, there's a 20% written exam at the end, which will be held on campus, and also safety and health at work. There's an exam at the end of that that's held on campus, and care skills and care of the older person have skills demonstrations. those skills demonstrations can be done on work placement if you had work placement. If you don't have work placement, they're done in-house on our Mallow campus, because I suppose, just to point out, in our Mallow campus we have a nursing room where we have a bed, a hoist, and you do your skills inside there at the end.
Just in case anyone's wondering about which courses have exams on site or not, go to the website, and under location, if there is an on-site exam, it will be listed. So moving on, we've got the health and safety at work, which we saw is an elective for the childcare, isn't it? And it's mandatory for this.
Yes.
So it sounds like something you might do in many situations, not just healthcare.
And even, yeah, exactly. If you're not doing childcare or healthcare, it's some course that if you any organization you work in, health and safety obviously is a big thing now.
Because every organization has a health and safety officer, and every organization has to do this.
Yes, exactly.
So if you want to improve your CV, add something to your CV, it doesn't sound like a bad thing at all. Nutrition, I have, again, I'm led by my stomach here and what I was picking out. I've got the chips and the burgers. There was a really healthy photo for this, but it got boring. So nutrition is also probably about the bad stuff.
No, it's a lovely picture. So again, this goes through all the basic nutrition items that you hear about every day, like, and again, the person delivering this has 20 years experience in the whole area of nutrition and food. So it's a very good course, and you get a lot of real life examples from it. And just to point out again, there's an on-site exam at the end.
But also, I think it's worth pointing out that this is a QQI level 5. It's let's say it's a scientific course, or it's what do we call it? It's a professional course. It's a study course. This is not it's not a cooking program or anything like it. It's not a diet program. It's not about you and your nutrition. Obviously, learning about nutrition is going to help you, but it's not. It's more, yeah.
And what actually a lot of people that are personal trainers in gyms, they do is to get a better understanding of the whole nutrients behind food.
Oh, okay.
You know? Yes.
They get the science. They get the sciencey bit. Yeah.
The science bit, and as Owen said, it's not about a personal diet or anything. This is actually looking at the science.
No, I think you might be misled if you thought you were coming here to get your own personal eating plan. Obviously, you would learn more about it, but it's not that. It's about learning it as a science.
Yes.
Infection prevention and control. This is topical.
Yeah, definitely. Like with COVID-19, this is one of the #1 courses out there nationwide, across the world, So you do go through everything, how to prevent infections coming into an organization. And obviously, what I would say is if you're working in the healthcare sector, this is a module that you have to do. But in any industry now, but for healthcare especially, it's something that you should definitely be doing.
Like even before COVID, infection prevention was top priority in every nursing home, hospital setting. They had the PPE gear the whole time, looking after the elderly and so on.
Yes, definitely. And again, just like the other ones, there is a 20% written exam at the end of it.
Okay. Intellectual disabilities.
Yeah, so again, this is what I would say is anyone that's thinking about becoming an SNA or something like that, this is another good one to do, because I suppose if you are working as an SNA, you're going to be dealing with people that maybe have an intellectual disability, and this is something that would add great value to your job prospects, I would say. Again, it's over 10 weeks, and there would be an exam at the end of that one as well.
I'm just noticing there, in case anyone else notices it, apparently it runs from 6:30 to 10:06. That is obviously some weird glitch that I must correct. I'm getting anxiety here with the amount of things I correct. I assume it is 9:30. It's 21:30 that ought to be.
Yes.
Yeah, it's troublesome. Disability awareness.
Level 6. So this is actually an elective for the childcare award, level 6 childcare award, and it's for anyone. If you've done an intellectual disability level 5, this is a follow-on, then doing level 6 as well. Again, anyone working in the childcare or as an SNA or even in the healthcare setting, it's a good module to do.
Did I stick this into the wrong category there when I was laying out the slides? This childcare.
Yes, this is childcare, but it lends itself to healthcare as well.
Okay. Palliative care.
Obviously, look, this is again something that people have to deal with when you're working as a healthcare assistant, even a home help. So again, this would be a very popular module. This is all assessment based, so there's no written exam at the end of it. Yeah.
No, we have a couple here. We've grouped there basically the humanities, the social studies, criminology.
Yeah. So criminology is one of our courses that we that's attached to. I suppose that we run here during the day in our security course as well. And it lends itself well to go online. In terms of, again, there's no written exam or anything. It's all assessment based. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would pay, just to point out, I would pay no attention to the fact that I picked Banksy graffiti as the thing for criminology. It probably has nothing at all to do with the course content. Psychology is very popular.
Yes, very popular. And again, it's something that the tutor delivering it is a specialist in it. It's her area. So definitely, if you're looking to get an insight into the real life of psychology as well, you'll get that from your tutor. We don't. I suppose that's, I think, to point out across all our courses. The majority of our tutors are working in the area, which makes a major difference. So you're not just getting the theory; you're getting the real life presence from the person delivering it as well. Just to point out, in this course, there is a written exam at the end of it also.
Okay. And again, it's the science of psychology. I know it involves the mind, and it involves theories of mind. It's not a counseling session. So obviously some of the things overlap, but you are signing up for learning your science of psychology. And obviously sometimes we're drawn to learning things like psychology because we're interested in our own mental health and in our own minds. But I think it might be just worth pointing out that it's far from a group therapy session. Would I be characterizing it badly there? Or?
No, definitely. That's what, like, it's not here about your own personal psychology. This is looking at the scientific side of it.
Yeah, I know but your own personal experience feeds into, obviously, as you learn stuff, you attach it to your own experience.
Yes, definitely.
But
definitely.
It's a night class. It's not a therapy session.
Yes.
So
I think that's all our courses on.
That is all our courses. I can stop talking nonsense. No, actually, this is something I might know more about. You seem to know all the courses, obviously, how online classes work, because this is new to us. Well, it's not new to us, actually. We've done it. It's new to us right now because we're in our autumn term. We're working through it, but actually it's working really well. We're going to study online like this. Actually, we're recording this using the same technology that we'd be using for class. So it's live video conferencing. And everyone at this stage has experienced Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and we're using Google Meet. So we've got the whole package for Google for Education. We also have free Microsoft Office 365 online. So when you sign up with us, you get an email address at onlinecollege.ie. It is your ID. It is your passport into all our online services. So you will get Gmail for your email. Obviously, you want to communicate with your tutor. You will have Google Meet for your online class. You can, for us, we have our cameras and our microphones on, but of course you can also choose to sit back on the sofa and watch the class and not have your camera on all the time. So it can be as you can be as private as you like. It might sound like daunting to be there on a video call with initially people you don't know, but it's only the same as any class.
Yeah, but it's flexible as well. Like, like you don't have to worry about driving to the campus. Getting home late. You finish your course at 9:30. You don't get home until an hour later. So that eliminates all that. It's very flexible. So you can be sitting in your house anywhere at all nationwide and doing the course.
Oh yeah, but you do have to worry about some practical things like who's going to mind the kids while you're looking at the while you're on the course and trying to keep the dog from barking and trying to keep the cat off you. But we're used to that too. So people are solving those problems. Google G Suite, we have online documents, online spreadsheets. So no matter what software, if I think our basic requirement we have for you if you're going to do an online class is that you have a PC or a laptop. You have some computer. People can do a lot on a mobile phone. You can even you could watch this video on a mobile phone. You could join a Google Meet on a mobile phone. I can't recommend that you can do a whole course on a mobile phone. For one, you're going to have to type assignments. So there's going to have to be work. You're going to have to read documents. So I would recommend that you're going to have a PC or a laptop. But as you were saying there, John, nationwide access is pretty cool. Actually, it doesn't even have to be nationwide. You could be anywhere. If you're Irish and you've traveled abroad, I don't know how you got there because you're not supposed to have gone out of the country, but maybe you went out of the country before the pandemic, you can still sign up with us because now we can do the classes from anywhere. You still have the same qualifications. You still have, John was alluding to it earlier, the tutors on doing these night classes, they're doing it because they really love their subjects and they're actually all working in the area and they are experts in what they're doing. So can I move on there and Google Meet? I won't play the video here now because we're in a video. But do you know what you'll do? Is if you go to our website and you find the link for Study Online, you will find a lot more information here about the different features, the different tools that we use.
I suppose just to point out on the Google Meet, prior to you starting your course, a week beforehand, we do inductions. So we give you a chance to come on, like what myself and Owen are doing here now is a Google Meet.
That is true.
We give you a chance to come on and play around with it and get work out any kinks that there might be from your end.
Yeah, and actually the last time we did that, a lot of people came on. They were very much reassured that, yes, this is something that they could do. Do you know what? It's going to come up later, but we might as well mention it now. We have brilliant support, not just because it's you, me, and we also have Brian and Michael. We're there every night that there are classes. So every night you have someone who you can phone or WhatsApp or email and talk to. And if you have a problem with video, microphone, whatever it is, no, I can honestly tell you the problems last about the first week. We solve problems, they tend not to come back again. But we're still there every night. So you're not alone. You have your teacher who's going to be there to help you through your course. But you also have us all the time. The same way as if we were a regular school open, you'd come into the corridor and we'd be there to help you. So think of it that way. We're there for you every night. What else do we do? Oh, I'm suddenly playing the video. But anyway, I think that everyone has an idea of how these things work.
So it goes.
So I'll pause that. And as you're saying, we're doing it. Moodle. Okay, maybe some people have heard of Moodle. Moodle is our online learning management platform. It's basically where you go for your course notes.
Is an educator at Orange Academy,
and this video is there on our website as well.
Studies, economics and history.
And maybe it gives us a small look at, well, she's
can
interrupting me there.
Courses, check their progress and see what they need
It's
to
not
do.
bad.
Maria teaches her courses
It can show you what it's
English,
like to go
but
in,
Moodle
look
works
for your
in over
course, get your
100
course
languages.
materials.
She and her learners.
And it's a good way. It's a good way of there's stuff like forums that you can interact with your classmates as well. You know, so it's a great tool. And like you don't have to worry about printing out your notes. Everything you need is up on this platform. So there'll be videos, there'll be your notes, there'll be assessments. So everything you need is in one place. So you don't need to worry about getting 20 emails a week from your tutor. Everything is up online.
And what we've even been doing, it depends on the class and it depends on the relevance of it. But tutors have been maybe recording parts of their classes, maybe not all of the class. If there's a class discussion, you mightn't record it, but you might record a presentation like this, and then you can share it on Moodle. So even if you got distracted in the middle of a class, you might be able to watch it back again. So we get to put a lot of resources up online. So you'll hear the word Moodle. It's basically, for us, it's NightSchool.ie. When you sign up, you automatically get signed up to that. You can access all your course notes. You can communicate with your tutor. You can even discuss things with your colleagues. So we very quickly have adapted to this, and even though you're at home on your own, we're forming a community. You are getting to learn, getting to know your classmates and getting to know your tutor.
And it's the new normal.
It is indeed.
Meet
I'm trying to
Maria.
click on
Maria.
this, and no, oh, here I go. Actually, speaking of, this is your class, John. On what class is it?
Business management. So it's just going through, like, this is a sample of how it looks. So you can see there's class notes, there's videos up there, you know, so everything in one place.
So what I would have done in this case is, in the navigation, actually, there's a menu up the top that doesn't show on this screen. I would have gone and into my class for business management, and I'd only have a couple of classes or one class. And here you actually have put up, that's a slideshow, that's a video you've done.
Yeah, and then some
and you've other
exercises and notes. Yeah, so that's kind of a good picture of what it might look like.
And I can see you have practice questions and so on coming up, and so, and it's a screen. It might look busy now, but as you get used to it, you get used to where things are. Remember, you're no longer, there was an old-fashioned thing before of a tutor would show a slideshow, and you'd spend the night inside in a class writing down your notes, and you think you did great work, but actually all you were doing was writing everything down. So now what you can do is you can attend a class, listen in, you can write down your key points. I still would recommend that someone would have paper and a pen and write stuff down, but you can be sure that if you miss something, it's up there on Moodle and you can go back to it. Let's see if we can move forward. Google Drive, we use that a lot for sharing information with people. So basically, it's where we keep everything online, and you can also work with it, and you can keep your documents. And if you're doing anything mathematical, you can keep your spreadsheets and your slideshows. And I guess the trainer people will be keeping their slideshows up there. I'll move along from it again.
This is Google Drive.
Apparently,
It's
I can't
where I
move
upload
along
and
from these
store
videos,
files.
but anyway.
Like my stories,
My recipes,
My class presentations.
my photos.
and my super obsessive spreadsheets.
But Drive is more than just storage.
I can create.
I can share, and we can edit at the same time.
So wherever I go, my stuff goes with me.
I've got everything I need
Whenever I need it.
in Drive.
Cool. Office Online, Microsoft Office, a lot of people rely. We don't actually need it, to be honest. If you've got Google Docs, we don't need Microsoft Office, but if you need to use it and you want to use it with your onlinecollege.ie email address, you get free access to Microsoft Office Online. So don't be afraid. If you need to use Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel, you will get access to them. Again, this
I'm a
video is going to
full-time
play
college
here.
student,
No,
so
I
I'm
would
really busy.
recommend rather that
Last
you go
semester,
to our
I had a
website and
huge
have a
group
look at these
project for one of
videos
my
for
marketing
more
classes.
information.
Office has been really important. With Office Online, everyone can be in the same document at the same time, adding content, editing other people's stuff, whether they're all in the same place or in separate places, in the desktop or in the browser, on your tablet or your phone. Office 365 and Office Online just makes collaboration so much more powerful.
Okay, let me just have a look here. Study online. It's a course requirement that you're comfortable with basic IT. Now, I've already said that email and online activities, and actually, to be fair, we don't need you to be an expert. Just don't be afraid. We can help you through it. Obviously, it's going to help you a lot if you're kind of okay with your typing, and you're going to need to be able to receive emails and send emails.
Yeah, but
But there have been,
a PC and a laptop is essential, really. Like as
Right.
Owen said earlier, like a mobile device or a tablet is okay, but to do assignments and everything, you need to have a PC or a laptop and your broadband connection. You know, if you're living in an area with poor broadband, then you're going to struggle to do the class online. You know, and that can be frustrating then for yourself.
yeah.
So they would be essentials, really. I would say from teaching at night as well that. From hearing the feedback from our present students that if you don't have good broadband, then I wouldn't be signing up for an online course.
Okay. Now, there are some people who have started off saying they're afraid of the IT, but I think I've come across people who have support. They've someone else in the house. They have a son or a daughter, a husband or a wife who's better at the IT than them and is helping them through it. So, you'll know yourself, to be honest, whether you're going to be comfortable or not with doing something online. The online class essentials, okay, you're going to need again, it's just back to PC or laptop. You're going to need a screen where you can see things. I have seen people try to watch presentations on a mobile phone, and they are tiny. A webcam is kind of handy. Obviously, we're using webcams here to show ourselves. Do you need to always be seen? You could say no, but you know what? To forge a community amongst us and to get to know each other, it's nice to be able to see each other. And you get used to it after a while. You don't have to be so self-conscious about it. But if you don't, as a backup, you might use a mobile phone. You're going to need, it is ideal if you have a headset. You don't have to have the kind of ones that we have right now. You can just use the fella that you normally plug into your mobile phone. So that works too. It works, it keeps the audio from your class private in the house. You're not annoying anyone else. But also it stops the microphone sound picking up the audio and causing disturbance. Reliable broadband. And let's just say it now, they're terrible to go out in any negative note, but just look, online classes, it's for your protection as well. You do them in a private space. You can't have everyone in the house. If the boyfriend's calling over and sitting on the sofa next to you, like, we can't have him in the class as well. So it is proper class time. We want you to spend the time as well to study, give the time over to yourself. Also for the protection of everyone in the class, we need to know who we're sharing our time with, because we're inviting people into our homes.
And just on, what about classes? Are they recorded? And if I miss a class, what happens?
Well, I was saying earlier, it's sometimes like we're recording this, and what people will see from this is that the recording is showing the slideshow. The fella talking might be shown in a little box on the side. Anyone who isn't talking, if you turn off your microphone and say nothing or turn off your video, you will not be in the recording. So you could happily attend a class and kind of go, I don't want to be in the recording. But yeah, turn off your microphone. And you know what? At the end of the presentation, because it's good for the tutor to record the presentation so that they can put it up on Moodle and you can watch it again. But at the end of the presentation, when we all start a big old discussion and we talk about our problems with the course and the content, and we discuss the issues involved, we can turn off the recording then. So it's a mixture. It depends on the subject, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I suppose just to point out, like, can I sign up for a class if I'm not going to attend anything? I'm hoping to watch them all back. No, we wouldn't recommend that, because because you're going to miss out on the discussions. The discussions during class are not recorded, because there's obviously a stage in the class, there's maybe a 15 or 20 minutes discussion with all the class, and that's not recorded because there could be sensitive information inside there, so you're missing out on all the integration with your tutor and your classmates. So really, you need to be able to attend the class live. Definitely the recording is there to watch back at a later date for revision, but for yourself, attend the live class.
Like, I imagine when you're doing accounting stuff, right, you're giving a presentation, you might take me through a certain procedure, and you might like to record that for the future so that we can see it on Moodle again later. But when I start talking to you about mistakes I've made and asking for your help on this, and we're going through it, there's no point in recording that. So if you're not at the class, you're going to miss out on that. Definitely. Do you know what you're also going to miss out on? Us people, we need the routine. We need to get into a habit. It's like if you've taken up a fitness routine, if you go out walking, or if you go swimming, you know that you have to kind of do it every night, or you have to do it on the certain night of the week. If you stop at all, you get out of the habit and you'll never give yourself the time. So class time, 6:30 to 9:30, that is your dedicated time for attending class and learning. So use that time. That's a much better time to use than skipping the class and trying to catch up later. It's time for you. It's enjoyable. As adults, when we're learning, it's actually, I find it anyway, it's wonderful. It doesn't remind me at all of like the time back in secondary school when I was staring out the window. I love now when I'm sitting there and someone else is teaching me something. Now, online support team, before we go away, I have to say, unrivaled experience, online support every class night. We had to set it up like this, and we did a good job of it, because every night, especially in the early nights and even in the weeks before, we will give you opportunities to come onto a Google Meet and try out communicating as a class before you ever start the classes properly. You can communicate with us by WhatsApp, even during the day as you're trying to set things up. We may not be able to answer straight away, but we will get to you. You can ring us on the night if you're having problems. So for some reason you can't log in, you've forgotten your password, or you can't find something, you can. It's reassuring to know that you can pick up the phone and call someone, and no panic, we'll talk you through it.
Yeah,
You
you're
can
not
email.
alone. Like you're not
No.
alone doing the course. You like you're getting the same support as if you were sitting here inside in the classroom
Yes.
on campus. You know, we're here to support you. That's our job, and you won't get a better service than what we're offering.
And actually, in the first week, we did it in the autumn term here. All four of us were together. We were on a conference call, and we were helping each other out as problems were coming in. But I think we can say the experience part here is we've seen so many of the problems before now that I think we're pretty confident that we have the answers. Do you know what we can also do? If you're really stuck, it's pretty straightforward. You can allow us to log into your PC remotely. It sounds scary, but actually, you have to actually invite us in. It's not like we can suddenly snoop on your laptop, but we can go in and over the phone talk you through it the same way you were sitting in front of me and I was helping you to do something. It's been working very well. So I wouldn't be afraid of the whole online part at all. We've got you covered on that one. So the numbers, you're not going to need them now, but just this is the information we will give you on induction night. So as it goes this term, every Monday night, we have Brian on duty, and there's his phone number. And on Tuesday nights, we have Michael. On Wednesday nights, we have John. And on Thursday nights, we have me, and there's the phone number. So it's that straightforward. Because, well, the reason it's a phone number is, well, if you're having problems getting online, there's no point in giving you relying on something like an email address or anything like that. We were talking about on-site assessments, John. So
Yes.
just to point out, look, here we are, NightSchool.ie is part of Mallow College. So we're in Mallow. No matter where in the country you are, actually, we're pretty easy to get to.
We're in the crossroads of Munster.
Crossroads of Munster. We're also on the main train line between Cork and Dublin. We're also on the line, the Kerry line. Is it the Tralee, Killarney line?
Yeah. And even
all
on
the way out
buses,
here.
we're on the Cork to Galway route, the Cork to Limerick route, so we're very central. But just watch out, I suppose, for the on-site assessments. Not every course has an on-site assessment. That's the big thing. There's only a handful of them, So when you look, as Owen said earlier, look on the website just to see which ones do have on-site assessments. And that's the last night. So the last night of class. And for example, maths. What we actually do for maths is we hold the assessments on a Saturday, And it's the same. If you are traveling a distance, we can facilitate you on a Saturday as well.
Excellent. How to apply? Oh, we better go through this. So first thing you need to do anyway is go to our website. Yeah, and it's kind of handy. Our website is the same as our name, NightSchool.ie. I'd say if you even search Google now for NightSchool.ie, you will come across us. So go find your course. Go click on the category, find the course. Once you've found your course, you'll find a lot of information in there. You've got all your pricing information here. And for some courses run on multiple nights, like SNA is running on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So you can pick the night you want. In this case, I can't actually see what course this is, but it's running on a Wednesday night, 6:30 to 9:30, and sign up for online classes. Just click there. Oh, I can see it's bookkeeping, actually. I can see. So click to sign up to online classes, and then you go on here to just off you go then to fill out your application form. Confirm for yourself here that that's the correct course. And of course, we're going to need your address. Very importantly, I don't know, it here, we're going to need your correct email address, the email address now that we can contact you at, because you're going to get all your information back on that email address. And your phone number. Selecting the discount here. Actually, we didn't go through discounts yet, but we will. But I mentioned it earlier, we have our headline price, but we also have concession prices. So you will know at the end of this video, you'll know which discount category you fall into. So select that one there. If you do have, in this case, someone has selected social welfare. So how do we know, or you're saying to yourself, you're selecting social welfare, how do you prove that you get social welfare? Actually, John, you probably have the answer to that.
Yeah, so you just need to show, you might have a letter from the DSP stating that you're on some sort of a benefit, or you may have your, like if you're getting your payment through the post office every week, just take a picture of the receipt. It's just proof that you're on it. You know, that's all we need. Now, we will get onto the discounts now in a second. So if you want to move on to that one, maybe I may just go through if you are.
But in this case here, can I just, we're uploading a file here because, well, for one, there is no opportunity, and it may not suit, it wouldn't suit you anyway to come into the building, because right now anyway we're on level 5. There's no entering the building randomly. But it's quite simple. If you take a photograph on your phone or anything, you can just attach that file there. So it doesn't have to be anything like a special document that you got from social welfare. So, sorry, on to discounts, as you were saying. This is the complete summary of the discounts.
Yeah, so there's three main types of discounts. 30% social welfare. So if you're on any social welfare benefits, you are entitled to 30% off. 30% if you're in receipt of old age pension, or if you're a full-time day student or just graduated day student, you get 40% off. Now, just to point out with social welfare, if you are on social welfare benefits, you may be entitled to get your course funded under the Technical Employment Support Grant. So there's a maximum there of 500 per year, as you can see. All that information is available on our website. But how to go about getting this grant? We get this a lot. How would you go about it? So these are the benefits payments that you may be on that may make you entitled to getting this. So what we would advise you is contact your local DSP office, talk to your case officer, ask them for a form. So this is, I suppose this is essential. What you need to do is, the steps is, you sign up for the course, you select TSG discount, then you upload a document to show that you're in receipt of social welfare. Then what you would do is you'd submit this TSG grant form to us. Once you submit it to us, we fill it up, we send it back to the social welfare office. Then you're issued with a form and your course is funded, you know? So it's actually a very simple process, but definitely if you are in one of those benefits, it's definitely worth applying for.
But like, this is pretty amazing, isn't it? You get, if you're on social welfare and any of those benefits, you get, there's an allowance of €500 per year. You can actually use it. It mightn't all be used in one course. You might be able to do a second course with it.
Yeah, exactly. You could sign up for 2 courses, you know. So definitely, if you're on any benefits, the first thing I would advise you is talk to your case officer in your local DSP office, then get in touch with us and we'll guide you through the process.
And actually, if you go to our website, you will see a banner ad for this support grant, training support grant. And on there, you will find the local case officers. You'll find contacts for them around Mallow. But of course, you may be in a completely different area of the country now, but that's who you're looking for. And take this information with you. Take it with you on your phone, or print it out. I don't know if you're calling into them or if you're talking to them on the phone or online. But sometimes we have to make them aware that the grant is there for us. So it's really good. If you're there, you may have recently become unemployed and you're on one of these, you are entitled to what is effectively free upskilling with Night School.
Yeah, definitely. And just remember, on the discounts, if you're in receipt of the Pandemic Unemployment Payment, the PUP, that gives you 30% off a course as well.
So I think we can end it there by saying thanks everyone for staying with us this long. And you want more information, it's in our name and it's in our website. Head to NightSchool.ie.